All right, so let's just get into this whole Caitlin Clark situation. I've seen it trending on social media, with everybody up in arms and upset because this young woman was not placed on the Olympic team. And then I seen the highlights of her game tonight, and now I understand why she wasn't placed on the Olympic team. Now let's just keep it a bug. Is she talented? Yes, she's talented for a rookie. I don't know why it seems as if people are just negating the fact or just ignoring the fact that there's been hundreds of other women that pioneered the WNBA before she came in, and she is not the only player that was able to shoot a 3 pointer into a hoop. You know, there has been much greater players that's been in the league that hasn't been fully acknowledged or still is ignored to this day, and people are just boosting Caitlin Clark up, and she's not actually pulling. To me personally, I don't think she's actually pulling the numbers that's needed for her to be considered one of the greatest players of all time or the skill. Now, no offense, but Caitlin Clark can't be playing and making mistakes like this. If you guys seen the clip I put on my page, we got a clip of her shooting an air ball. Then we got a clip of her getting the ball stolen. The one thing I noticed about Caitlin Clark's game is that she doesn't always transition well when it comes to dribbling the ball and having pressure on her. She's supposed to be a point guard, I believe, and they be just snatching that ball from her. She got to toughen herself up a bit more, and she has a lot more work to do. Her team is currently 3-9. That's her record for the Indiana Fever. While the Connecticut Sun, the team that they played against, is 9-1. We have to accept some truth in all of this. Shooting air balls, having 30 points deficits during games, not being able to handle defensive pressure while dribbling the ball is not Olympic status worthy. Let's just keep it real. She needs more consistency. She needs more growth. She's giving a gifted rookie, and that's okay. It's okay that she's a rookie. I feel like you guys are trying to rush her path in life, and she's not even trying to do that. Even she said that she's okay with being left off the team. But you guys have this idea of this entitlement for this woman that you guys don't even know, when she knows that she still has a lot of work to do. When I see this clip, I see a great player for a rookie. But she is not gold medalist Olympic worthy just yet. Do you know what type of training you have to endure to get to the point where you're playing the best basketball players in the entire globe, in the entire world? This girl has to play for the United States and play a whole bunch of different countries in different demographics and continents globally to represent the United States. And the team that they have is very solid, and these are veterans, and they deserve to be on the team because they worked their butts off for decades and decades, years and years. And it just seems as if everyone is sweeping all of the hard work of these women that came before Clayton Clark under the rug, as if they don't matter, like they didn't put in the work, and that majority of them are better than Caitlin Clark. They're more seasoned, they're tougher, they have more defensive skills, and probably could shoot better. It's just the skill set in regards to Caitlin Clark and being on an Olympic team is not matching to me personally. Now, can I acknowledge that she's a good player? Yes. But we can't sit here and say she's the greatest of all time when she hasn't even won the two championships that she had with her teams in college. She choked on and she didn't win. So how can she be the greatest? If you're the greatest, you're gonna lead your teams to championships as a player. Y'all can sit here and try to blame the coach all you want to, but being 3-9 is not good. And if she's the leader of the team, second to the coach and the entire staff, it's her responsibility as a leader of that team in Indiana to try to strategize so she can start winning games. If she was winning games back to back in the WNBA, if she had basically had a perfect record similar to the team that she played against tonight, which is the Connecticut Suns, then I could sit back and I wouldn't probably be on here talking much. But she's not really winning any games this season. So how can we sit here and say that she's the greatest of all time? And that's probably one of the reasons why her team is failing, is because everybody's so focused on her and what she's doing instead of focusing on the team dynamic as a team. You can have one good person on the team and everybody else around and you not acknowledge the entire team, that's going to make it so you lose. It doesn't matter who you put on that team. But she can't be considered the greatest of all time when clearly we seeing her shooting air balls in a regular WNBA game. She just started WNBA, what, 2 months ago, a month ago, the season just started? And her record is she played 12 games. Her team has lost 9 of those. And you guys are sitting here saying, put her on the Olympic team. She seems like she's not even strong enough to deal with the defensive pressure of the professional league. And you guys think that she's tough enough to go against the entire world? Like I said before, she needs more consistency. She needs more growth. She's giving gifted rookie. WNBA needs to also acknowledge people aren't just watching the league solely because of her. And I feel like the problem is that you guys are turning this into a business deal, business opportunity, instead of it being about the sport and the actual skill set of the player that's playing that sport. With Caitlin Clark, I can say that she's a great shooter. She's entertaining to watch. But just because someone is entertaining to watch because she can shoot the ball at the logo and she has the strength to do this and that, she's also shooting air balls. She's also sloppy when she plays when it comes to accepting defensive pressure on the court. She has a lot of work to do, and I get it. People don't like the fact that the players on the team is chastising her, but this is a part of sports. This is part of basketball. I used to play basketball at one point in my life. I did college basketball, and I know for a fact when you are the rookie, when you are the freshman, people are going to pick at you. People are going to make fun of you. People are going to challenge you. It doesn't have to be just because she's getting acknowledged through the media. Everyone is hating on her. This is a game. This is a competition, and of course, people are going to challenge her. Do they just lay back because you guys said she's the greatest, so we gonna play soft because it's her? Y'all really got the game twisted when it comes to this WNBA stuff. And majority of y'all wasn't supporting the league from the jump. I'm speaking from somebody who actually bought tickets from the beginning, actually went to the arenas and seen these girls play in person. And I've seen players that play better than Caitlin Clark that has not been acknowledged, that has been fully ignored. It's so embarrassing the fact that you seeing people like this woman right here that's playing against her, Carrington, playing against her, balling out. She's stealing the ball, doing layups at buzzer. You know what I mean? She's putting in work out here. Stealing the ball, making plays, doing all the stuff. Her team is at 9-1, but you guys won't even do no coverage really on her. Y'all just want to focus on Caitlin Clark. How is y'all saying that she's the head of the league and everybody's buying tickets because of her when Las Vegas Ace, they've been having sold out arenas? They're in Las Vegas. You got people in Chicago, the Chicago Sky, their team's getting sold out because people want to see Angel Reese. People are trying to see Angel Reese play along with the other draftees that got sent over in the freshman class into the WNBA. It's not just about Caitlin Clark. Yeah, she might have the most fan base if you guys want to say that, but at the same time, there are a ton of other people that we acknowledge that has made it through into the WNBA this season that are worthy and awesome players. And we're looking forward to playing the game. And I just feel like as this, the other thing I want to also, veer off to is the disrespect of the veterans in the WNBA that have not been acknowledged. Y'all can't sit here and say this woman is the greatest player of all time and not acknowledge players like Teresa Witherspoon, not acknowledge players like Lisa Leslie, Candace Parker, Dawn Staley. You guys remember her as a coach, but she played in WNBA as well. And there's so many other ones that I can't list right now because the list goes on that have been phenomenal players in this league. But you guys were not giving WNBA players the acknowledgement that they deserve. And I feel like the whole thing shifted in regards to people being interested in hearing or seeing the things that was going on in women's sports was after Brittany Griner got, arrested overseas and locked up in that place because they weren't paying her enough money to freaking survive. So she had to go overseas to make her buck. You know what I mean? And I mean, if that's what it is, so be it. But let's not try to, basically ignore the fact that there has been veterans that came before Caitlin Clark was even thought about in this league that are not being acknowledged. And y'all just want to give this lady the GOAT title when she's over here doing turnovers. She plays sloppily. She plays very sloppy. And it's just because she can shoot a jump shot, she can shoot behind the arc, that doesn't mean that she is worthy or ready to take on a challenge of an Olympic gold medalist team. These are people that have been playing the game for nearly 20 years, probably longer than she's they've never been alive. And you guys are insulting them, basically telling them that they're not worthy for their position to be a part of the Olympic gold medalist team and a team USA. That's crazy and it's so disrespectful. It's so disrespectful. And let's just talk about the skill set first. Aja Wilson. Let's get into her, man. To me, she's having the best season out of everybody. And that includes outside of Angel Reese. This lady has broken a record. She was out here breaking records and nobody is acknowledging her. She had a 35-point game, first in history, to do what she did in regards to her stats and history of the WNBA. And nobody is talking about that. Everybody is just so fixated and focused on this young lady Caitlin that they're ignoring the fact that there are a ton of women, hundreds and hundreds of women that's a part of this league that are breaking records, that are doing amazing things. But you guys want to focus on one person because of the politics of it, because of the quantity, because someone has a huge quantity of fans. You guys don't care about what quality is being put out by that particular player. Just because she has a ton of followers and supporters, that doesn't mean that she's the greatest player of all time. That means that she has a strong support system. That means that she's an entertainer at the end of the day, because we watch basketball for entertainment, right? So she's an entertaining player to watch, but that doesn't mean that skill wise she's the best player, because if she was, she wouldn't be shooting air balls, big drift. She can't even do a floaters. You know what I'm saying? She can't handle pressure. And, is they petty sometimes when they be sitting there mocking her? Yes. But like I said, that's a part of the game. Trash talk, chastising, that's just a part of the game. And people are trying to be soft because it's Caitlin Clark. And it's like, I've been watching the WNBA since I was a young girl myself. And this stuff has been going on. You guys are just trying to make it seem as if people are just trying to target this girl. And that's not the case. If y'all are so pressed about this situation, where were you guys 10, 15 years ago? Y'all was not supporting this league. I just feel bad for the veterans that's a part of the WNBA, because they should have gotten this media coverage and this attention that these young girls are getting right now, because majority of them were 10 times better players than these young girls that's out right now playing in sport. And that's my personal opinion. And I know for a fact, because I was watching the WNBA back in the day when I was a young girl along with the NBA, and you guys wouldn't even give them a chance. I literally remember when a comedian was like, nobody wants to see a whole bunch of Cleos or, town boys running up and down a court playing basketball. Nobody want to watch that. It's boring. It's this trying to, being misogynistic and so much misogyny going on. Now things shifted, you know? But I truly think that y'all are bugged out. I think y'all are bugged out to think that this woman is ready to be on the Olympic team when she's shooting air balls and can't handle pressure while dribbling the ball up the court, and she's a point guard. Like, y'all, this lady just easily took the ball from her. And that's the thing I noticed about her. Like, she'd be so close to losing the ball. It'd be like, it's really like, oh, she shot it. Oh, shoot, it's a miracle. It went in. It's really sloppy. She plays so sloppy. And I feel like she needs to tighten up her game and get some more strength, get to hitting some weights, make it so she's strong enough to handle the pressure that's being placed upon her. And then we can talk about her going to an Olympic game in 4 years. But she's a rookie. It's kind of like high school. You're a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year, take off. Let her go through her freshman year. Let her be able to take the bumps and scrapes and everything else so she can evolve as a player. Then, only then. And let's just see if she can get a couple of championship games in the next 4 years before the Olympic Games. Let's see. And challenge yourself to sit back and watch. Stop trying to rush it and make it so she just deserved to. What did she do to deserve to just be put on the Olympic team like that? She ain't got to try out. Do you know if she tried out? Y'all don't know if she tried out for the team or not, and she just wasn't physically qualified for the team. They could have had tryouts, and she just didn't make the cut because the people that's running it. The coaches and everybody else is a part of the organization for the Olympic team. For Team USA was like, no, no, not right now. Now, could she be on standby? Possibly, yes. But why would they choose a rookie to play in the Olympic Games that clearly shows that she's still trying to, get through the kinks and the roughness in her game? She plays sloppy. You got to make sure you put the best players that you can on that team. And I heard somebody say they were upset because one player, they've been in the game for 20 years, they're over 40, and they're on the Olympic team. If she's been putting in that work and she can still play basketball, and she earned that spot on the Olympic team, why not? Why can't she play? But see, y'all not gonna request that from Caitlyn. Y'all just want to give it to her without her actually displaying that she is worthy of that position. Just because she's entertaining to watch on the basketball court, that doesn't mean that she's the greatest player of all time. That doesn't mean that she's currently prepared to just jump straight from college to pro, straight to the Olympics. You have to get it into a certain physical shape to make that happen. And at the end of the day, she lost today. It's her team is getting blown out. They losing. They losing. They losing. They losing. I'm not calling nobody the greatest of all time if their team is basically taking L's left and right. That is some weird stuff. We live in a soft generation where people just want to give trophies to everybody just cause she deserves a trophy even though her team is losing. Like, don't nobody care about you being a superstar and your team is 3-9. Like, who was sitting here talking about some? Yes, like, yeah, it's nice to encourage her, but she got a lot of work to do. If she's the greatest of all time, that record should be way better than what it is. And based off of that record, she's not prepared enough to be picked for an Olympic team. If she can't get the record that she has right now to at least even out before the end of the season, where it's not a blowout, it's just a L, she shouldn't be on no Olympic team. That's just my opinion. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a lot of backlash for this. Like I said before, I don't have nothing against Caitlin Clark, but as an actual watcher, a player, everything else that I've done in my life surrounding basketball, I feel like I've seen better players. And she even said she didn't mind being left on the team and she had work to do. So how are y'all gonna be mad at the team for leaving her off when she's not even mad because she's not on the team? Because she probably sees the holes and stuff that she got to work on her game so she can perfect her game. And you guys still at this time just want to give her the position. No, that's not how it works in sports. I don't know what world y'all coming from, but you got to put in work. And like I said before, even if you put in the work, people still won't acknowledge you, especially with them being black players. Let's just keep it real. It's a bunch of black players that's in the WNBA, that's been in the WNBA, been playing great ball, you know, and even some white veterans that's been playing great basketball for the past 25 years since this league's been instated, and no one has acknowledged them. And for some reason, you guys want to boost up the loser. She's a great player. She's so great that she lost 2 championships in a row. She's shooting air balls, and her team in the NBA is basically 3-9 with a losing season. But she is the greatest player that ever lived. She's great. Put her up there with LeBron James. Give her Steph Curry's trophy. Like, literally give it to the girl because she really earned it and she truly deserves it. I hope she makes the Olympic team this year, and hopefully when they put her on the team, she'll be in the proper condition to do so. Like, that's what y'all want people to say, and that's not the real reality of it. Like, she has to work just like all of the other players had to work to get where they had to go, which is also mostly minorities. That's really just keeping a buck. It's minorities that worked hard that built the league. You guys basically called them men. You guys disrespected them. You guys told them that they deserve low pay. You basically told them that they don't deserve to have any type of viewership or fan base. And now all of a sudden everybody wants to have this shift and change and stuff. But at the same time, you guys are still spitting on these women, and that's why they're angry, and that's why they're just like over it. But like I said before, that's my view on it. That's my thoughts in this whole situation in regards to Caitlin Clark. Like I said, she's a good player, but she has not peaked her greatness just yet. She's still young. She has a lot of work to do. If you guys don't like it, so be it. Maybe you guys can go help her out with a workout or two and help her get to the point where she can handle dribbling the ball under defensive pressure without turning the ball over, and also not just shoot the ball off of luck and Hail Marys away, fire off way past the damn half court because she's scared of defensive pressure. She can't even drive and do a floater. This is like y'all sitting here saying that this deserves to be. Come on, man. I've seen people on A1 basketball that plays better than her. Like I've been playing like street players that I've seen out here playing street ball has more skill than Caitlin Clark. Y'all are real, y'all putting too much spice on this when it's really not that much for real. Outside of that, if anybody cares about what I said, give me a follow. I come on here every so often to talk. This is my podcast, DJ Jericho podcast. This is my unprofessional setup. I always call it my unprofessional setup, where I come on Twitter and I just sound off on random stuff that's trending on the internet right now and just share my thoughts and views. If you guys like it, give me a follow. Find me on Spotify and Apple Podcasts for my extended show. And I'm gonna go to bed now. I need some sleep. Goodbye. Oh yes, DJ J Erica Podcast. Apple Podcast, Spotify, everywhere. Bye bye.